What's up, fam? It's your boy DKG72 back with another tutorial. So I heard you guys want to learn how to draw a face. Don't worry, fam, I got you. Alright, so the first thing that we got to do whenever we draw the face is you want to block out the head so you kind of know exactly what kind of face you're going to draw. Whether the face is going to be kind of scrunched up, giving side eye, skinny face, fat face. You never know. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a basic layout for the head, and all you want to do is you kind of want to draw an oval type shape. It doesn't have to be a true oval. It actually is more of a peanut or a bean. And this is just so that you have kind of some context for where certain things are going to go. Alright, so once you kind of got this in place, what you want to do is then you want to come through with your dividing line. And of course we're going to do a 3/4 view, so in this case that means that most of the left hand side of the face is going to be more visible to your viewer than the right hand side of the face. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to come down right about so, right around here, and a lot of times that's why I like to do kind of the peanut type shape and do an indentation right there, so it kind of gives me a little visual cue, I should say, a visual cue as to where this line needs to go. And this is your eyeline dividing line. Okay. Now, the next thing that you want to do, of course, is you may want to come down a little bit lower, and you may want to put in a line right about so, and that just lets you know where the nose goes. And go down a little bit, just a little bit more from there, not too much further. You want to put a line, basically where the mouth is going to go. And you want to just block these things in. You don't want to do too much just yet, because once you kind of start getting into the details of everything, then it's going to look a lot better for you. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to draw the eyes for this guy. And whenever you draw the eyes for a face, there's a bunch of different ways. One of the ways I like to draw eyes is I like to start off with like a nice little curved line. I didn't like that one, so I'm going to do another one. Let's start with a nice curved line like so. Then we're going to come down with another curved line like so. And if you notice, from the corner of the eye over here, and this is the bottom of the eye, it's a curved line, and it's actually going to meet, with your eye line. The only thing I didn't like about this is I didn't really make it as large as I would like. So let's try it one more time. There we go. Now, what you want to do is you want to go over to the other side of the face. You're going to do pretty much the same thing, but of course, since you don't have as much room, it's going to be a little less. It's going to be a little more scrunched up. So now you got a good idea of where your eyes are going to go. But what's a face without eyebrows? Because you don't have eyebrows. How can anybody tell what kind of expression you're making? So what you want to do is you want to come up just a little bit above the eye. We'll draw a nice curved line. Now the trick with eyebrows is this: starting from the back corner of the eyebrow, going over to the front, you want to actually start with one line like so, and then you want to start to bring another line coming out that actually will create a thickness for your eyebrow, like so. Alright, now what you want to do is you want to draw a nose for your guy's face. And basically how a nose is formed is that you basically come down right about, see where the eye line and the dividing line meet? Okay, from there you want to kind of come out just a little bit. You want to create a little curvature. And the nose can be as wide or as skinny as you choose it to be. And if you want to draw a line up a little bit to the back eyebrow, to the right hand eyebrow, you can. fact, that's always a cool way to kind of give your nose a little bit more form and structure. Now when we're drawing the mouth, normally what you do is you want to kind of come in like so. Create the curvature, and then you want to put a line right below that for your bottom lip. Now we got a pretty good form going on here. Now what we're going to go to is our eyes, and we're going to draw the eyeball. And of course, what you do with the eyeball is you starting from the top line of the eye, near the back corner of the eye. You're going to draw like so, like a half oval, a half circle, like so. And then if you notice, we're going to use our highlight tricks. We're going to do another little oval real quick. We're going to put the iris of the eye right there. Now on the flip side, on the right hand side, we're going to do pretty much the same thing. It's just we're going to have that eye, the eyeball, a little bit closer to the side of to the left hand side of the face. Then of course we want to keep the highlight in the same place, or highlight, and we're going to put a pupil in the same spot, just like so. Now, most important thing that you notice is that if you notice where your eyebrow line stops, alright, if you drew a line from there to the back of the head, that's pretty much where the crown of your ear is going to start. And then you're going to draw down like so. And if you drew a line from here all the way across the face, it's going to pretty much intersect with the bottom of the nose. And that's pretty much how you know how to draw in the ear. And we're going to draw it pretty simple. We're going to put this little structure right here, just a curved line, another curved line, and a curved line like so. And now we're going to do our characters here. Alright, so for this guy right here, this gentleman right here, we're going to give him a nice fat afro. So what we're going to do is we're going to come out with a straight line like so, straight line like so. Bring a line down like so. Bring another line like that to form his sideburns. And then we're going to come up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create this curved line dip that's actually going to cut in to the top of the head a little bit, so he doesn't have so much forehead. We don't want to give him too much forehead. We want to have some forehead, but not too much. And then we're going to put a line right there. And then what we're going to do is, starting from the back of the ear, right about so, we're going to just put a nice little squiggly line, and this is going to give him, we're going to give him a nice nappy afro. Why not? He's growing his hair out. And then of course you can erase your guidelines. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to draw down from the ear. We're going to draw down from the ear, and we're going to put a line. We're going to draw a line slightly out like so, and that's showing where the cheekbone meets up with the earbone, with the earlobe, I should say. Now we're going to stop right there, and we're not going to attach it all the way. A lot of times when a lot of artists nowadays draw things, everything has to be attached. Everything has to kind of join something in a way. Well, I'm kind of an old school guy, and how we were taught is that sometimes it's cool to not always have a line everywhere. So we're going to stop with that line right there. We're not going to draw any further with it because we don't need it. Because what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to more define the side of his face, right? Like I was doing while I was kind of giving my little speech. We're going to define his cheek on the right hand side, and we're going to define his chin, right? We're going to drop down his chin, and then his chin is going to meet with the guideline right there. And we're going to pull up just a little bit. We're going to pull a line up, and we're going to stop that line right there. And we're going to erase the rest of the guidelines right here because we don't need them. And what's going to happen, and what you'll find out, kids, is that it's going to create this neat trick in which the person's eye that's looking at it will make the connection themselves. So there are plenty of technical terms for it. I'm not going to get into that right now. But what this is a cool technique that allows you to kind of not always have to draw in everything, and it helps your audience get in on the fun of your artwork, because now their mind and their eye is making the connection for you. So now what we're going to do to really kind of have fun with this is we're going to drop down a second line from the back of the ear, and that's going to be the back of his neck, and we're going to curve it out like so. And then down here we're going to drop another line, and this is going to be his neck, the other side of his neck. And then of course we'll drop a quick little drop shadow, give a little shading to that, make it look good. And pretty much that's about it. Now there's always some cool things you can do, like you could do a second line over the eye real quick, just kind of give him an eyelid, a bit of an eyelid. You can drop down with a nice little line right here to kind of split the lips a little bit. You can of course define his lips a little bit more. It's totally up to you at this point. And again, what you want to do is you want to practice, and you want to try to see, how you can work with drawing different people. So you want to, try this with boys, girls. The process pretty much works with everybody. And what I'm going to do in my next tutorials, I am going to show you how to draw a young lady's face, because there are some things that are different, and we need to kind of go over that so that you guys are ready to go and good to go as far as your face drawing skills. But right now, as you notice, I'm just shading in, you should say, I'm just shading in the rest of his head or his afro, giving it a little bit more form. But for the most part, we're done. And what you have right here, folks, is a nicely drawn, nicely constructed human face. Hey fam, I hope you guys liked the video. If so, hit the like and subscribe button below. Make sure you guys share this all over the interwebs, and you can always catch up with me on IG, Twitter, and Snapchat, DKG72. Also check out my Facebook fan page, DavidGordon72. Always remember, new videos go up every Wednesday, so see you all right back here, same time, same place, next week. I'm out.